What's up, guys? Gun here. I hope this video finds you well. Thank you guys for stopping by. If you haven't seen the quarterback video or any of the other videos, this video is part of a playlist for NFL Week 1 2020. So if you guys are interested in hearing my thoughts on some of these other positions from my first look, please go check it out. I would appreciate it. Quick reminders, $20 PayPal giveaway every Monday. All you got to do is be a subscriber to the channel and be active in the comments. So thumbs up and comments below. Each comment on each video, max one per video, is worth one entry into the Streamlabs raffle giveaway machine that we will click on Monday and find a winner. So if you guys are just looking for, hey, that could be a Millie Maker entry, check that out below. Also, a $1 Battle Royale DraftKings contest. Link to that will be in the description below. 100 entries, $1 is the entry. Winner will take it all, and then you have bragging rights on the Monday video. If you guys aren't members of RunDFS.com, check that out. And if you're not members of this channel, the membership options are pretty cheap, a lot cheaper than RunDFS.com. Of course, RunDFS.com offering a little bit more than the gaming membership is, but it's still a cool way to go above and beyond and get some exclusive content. If you're interested to hear more about that, check out the channel membership video. I'll have a link to that in the description below. And namely, you'll get access to those members only Discord channels in the Gundacker Gaming Discord, which you guys can enter for free by clicking the link below. Lots of stuff below. Check out the description below. Actually read it, bro. All right, hit that thumbs up. Let's talking about some running backs here. Again, I like to be a little bit more creative in some of the guys I want to discuss. You guys can go anywhere and hear Christian McCaffrey and Kumar and Eckler, right? You don't need me to tell you to play Christian McCaffrey. If you guys could fit 10K Christian McCaffrey in your lineups this week, go do it, bro. I ain't holding you back, and I'm going to have some CMC myself. But I want to think a little bit more fiscally here. So I'm going to talk about 3 running backs specifically that I kind of like points per dollar. I'm going to start with Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook is 7.9K on DraftKings. I like the price point for him. At just under 8K, Dalvin Cook competitively has the potential of 30 fantasy points. We like him being a home favorite, but more so, I love his workhorse potential for an offense without Stephon Diggs against the Packers' run defense that was one of the worst in football last season. Dalvin Cook led all NFL running backs last year in total touches inside the 5-yard line, so I love the touchdown equity there. And in points per reception formats like DraftKings, I love looking at him for 5 to 8 targets. So I think the matchup makes sense, the usage makes sense, the volume makes sense. I'm going to have quite a bit of Dalvin Cook this weekend. I just think 20-plus fantasy points is a real common range of outcomes, and I do think 30 is in the cards as well. Last year, opening week, he had 29 fantasy points. I want to get him, and I want to play him while he's healthy. So give me Dalvin Cook there. Let's move it down a little bit more. Josh Jacobs, Jingleheimer Schmidt, 6.8K. He's going against a Panthers defense that pretty much was the worst last year. The Panthers allowed over 2,000 rushing yards last season and spent a lot of time in the offseason making a lot of changes. What that means is I can't harp too much on the fact that the Panthers were really bad against the run last year because they changed a lot. They changed coaches, they changed personnel, and they replaced a lot of their defensive linemen and defensive players with some younger drafted picks and stuff like that. But with that said, I'm going to gamble on the replacements being average to below average. Invest in Josh Jacobs here. In a positive neutral game script, Josh Jacobs saw about 20 touches a game last year. And the Raiders are going to lean heavy on Henry Ruggs, Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller to stretch the field while John Gruden will try to run downhill as much as possible with Josh Jacobs. I like that. One question mark about Josh Jacobs has been his targets in the air, and that's a big thing for me on DraftKings. I love PPR running backs. The coaches say he's going to double his targets from last year. I think we have to tongue-in-cheek wait and see on that one. But for the most part, 6.8K, I think there's some touchdown equity here. I think 100 yards rushing is a potential range of outcome against a young unproven Carolina team. And as long as it's a neutral game, right, within 6 points, whether they're with the lead or just a possession behind, I think Jacobs is involved. So I like Josh Jacobs as a mid-tier running back option. I know a lot of people are going to gravitate towards, Kenyon Drake, who I like. San Francisco's a tough matchup, but I think his potential PPR involvement at 6.4K is fine. Austin Eckler's picking up a lot of steam since he was really bad against the run last year as well. So there's plenty of other spots that make sense. I think Chris Carson versus Todd Gurley is a very, very fun debate to dive into, especially a guy like Gurley, who we knew had so much ceiling, so much potential with the Rams just a couple of seasons ago. Now in a new spot, I have a lot of hope for him, so I'll have some exposure to him. But I'm looking at Josh Jacobs in that 6K area. Another 6K guy I'm going to focus on here is Miles Sanders. He does have a Q tag on him. He was a limited participant in practice with a hamstring on Wednesday, but we see a lot of people skipping the midday the midweek practice. So we'll see if that's going to be a real issue come Friday and Saturday, and whether he is actually like a game time decision or something like that. And I'll try and have a wrap-up video this weekend to kind of close up some odds and ends, some loose thoughts that I had on some of these players. Miles Sanders should be the featured back for the Eagles, though we should keep our eye on the injury status. If there was a checklist of what you want in fantasy running backs, being near 6K home favorite workhorse running back against a Washington team that allowed the second most rushing yards last season is probably a great start. Sanders sat around the 20 touch rate last season in just about every game between rushing attempts, carries, and targets. So I think at 6.3K, if we can get him in the end zone and get a 100 plus all-purpose yards, I'm a buyer in Miles Sanders. I don't think he's going to go low owned, obviously, but it's just one of those plays, so I don't argue too much. I think you'll hear a lot of buzz about chalk and ownership in NFL, particularly early in the season, but it's still a sport filled with casual players and a lot more distributed ownership overall, right? Like, where is chalk, or what is chalk for a running back this week? Is Miles Sanders going to exceed 25-30% owned? It remains to be seen. So I think if I can keep him in that area for now, I'm a buyer. I still have a lot of interest in Todd Gurley, Chris Carson, guys like that. But I think Miles Sanders, points per dollar, floor, cash, single entry, stuff like that, he just seems like he's going to be too good to pass up. So those are the few running backs that kind of piqued my interest. Like I said, you didn't need me to tell you about Christian McCaffrey. He's 10K. If he can get you 30, 40 fantasy points, I'm there. I know a lot of stress is on hitting value in DFS. When it comes to football, guys at just about any price, if they hit 30 fantasy points, there's a good chance they're in the top lineup. So I'm not going to overthink Christian McCaffrey. And then Alvin Kumar is somebody that I think is the 7K make or break guy, right? Do people gravitate toward him just because of that game, being a perceived shootout? And I think it's a shootout, Tampa Bay. Or is it safe to say that if we are judging by a player's floor, does Dalvin Cook offer a higher floor than Kamara? And even guys like Austin Eckler, could they compete with Kamara when it comes to usage in a potential shootout? So I do think Kamara could be a guy at that area that makes or breaks my lineups on Sunday when it comes to ownership, because I don't quite know what to do with him just yet. I can only play 3 running backs, right? And I probably will. But Cook is probably my favorite 7K guy as of now. But let me know what you guys are thinking. It is a very, very fun weekend to game theory, a lot of stuff. I think game theory more so this week than ever when it comes to pricing, new personnel, no fans in the stadium, stuff like that, is more fun, more avenues of creativity, and just a lot of stuff that can go different this weekend because we just don't have a sample size. We don't have a track record, stats of how our players performing week to week just yet, right? After week 5, week 6, we'll have a better idea. So I love this week to guess more than any other week. So let me know what you guys are doing at running back. Remember, if you guys want some cool research spreadsheets to add to your repertoire, I do have 2 mediums where I provide extensive coverage. If you want my real deep dive coverage, RunDFS.com has some great deals going on. If you go check out that website, link in the description below. Will feature my up to lock projections, my up to lock player pool, my game notes for each game, and the voice chat, right? The RunDFS.com VIP Discord with daily voice chats. We're still doing baseball on that. So if you guys want that, go check out RunDFS.com. And if you want kind of like RunDFS Lite, right? No voice chats, no player pool, stuff like that. Just get a membership here. I think the $9.99 membership unlocks all that. But it does unlock private Discord channels, which I will be able to moderate and respond very actively. Just won't be a whole lot of voice chats. There may be voice chats there, but it won't be daily like RunDFS is. So I appreciate you guys stopping by. Look out for that wide receiver video. Should be next in the playlist. If you're not watching on the playlist, the link to that is in the description below. I love you guys. Good luck. God bless. And go win some money.